I appreciate the notion of agency, that we're not bystanders in the world. It's decisions, not conditions, that determine our fate and future. And that fundamental notion of agency, I think, is important more broadly. And I think that goes to some of the issues around, victimization. And I see a lot of that, respectively, on the right, increasingly, even with Trump often approaching things from that sort of mindset.
What do you mean? What do you mean for Trump?
I think there's sort of the grievance.
What I saw. Yeah. What it looked to me like he was negotiating with
The pressure cooker of politics just hit its limit, and Gavin Newsom didn't just react, he erupted. It all began the second Tyrus triggered a chain reaction nobody saw coming. What followed? Outrage, chaos spreading faster than wildfire, and responses so sharp they left the whole set spinning. Just when you thought political drama couldn't escalate further, it twisted into something even wilder. Everyone glued to their screens couldn't stop asking, what happens next? Stay tuned. This twist is unlike anything you've seen.
It's not his words when he speaks. Yeah. You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morse code.
Yes.
Go back and watch it. Look at the blinking. Blink, look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending, I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know.
The moment I stepped away, the room flipped upside down. Doors swung open, coffee mugs slid across carpets, and carefully stacked talking points collapsed like dominoes. In less than 60 seconds, the polished smiles and rehearsed outrage of everyday political theater were gone, replaced by complete unpredictability.
Gavin Newsom he just all around sucks.
Yeah.
He's just, you gotta be good at something.
Yeah. You gotta be good at something.
You gotta,
What is it? There's
clearly
not one
the governor thing ain't his thing.
Yeah.
Telling the truth is tough. So maybe he was gonna be a good comedian, because that's what happens to a lot of people. Acting doesn't work out, then they go into politics, and he's like, hey, I'll be a comedian. Turns out, sucks at that too. So I don't know. Maybe try carpentry.
Before we go any further, hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming. Within moments, Tyrus unleashed commentary so precise, so searing, it felt like California's political machinery short-circuited live on air. Newsom's meticulously crafted image. Gone. Control. Evaporating. The scene spun wildly out of his hands.
Then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
Yeah.
And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
Newsom was drowning in waves of attention, reactions, and public scrutiny that surged from calm to explosive in seconds. The revelations themselves weren't unusual. Politics is full of uncomfortable truths, but watching him grapple with it in real time? That's a spectacle.
Speaking of full of I'm sorry, I'm confused. He's still governor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he could do something about it. That's the most irritating thing, is like, why did anyone say with a follow-up where he's like, the homeless situation is ridiculous? Follow-up question, aren't you governor?
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. That's the difference between the radical left and President Trump. He'll talk about something.
The real show wasn't the facts. It was seeing a man built on control stumble just long enough to reveal raw frustration slipping past PR defenses. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't polished. Consultants spilled coffee. Social feeds lit up like a stock market crash. The contrast amplified everything. Tyrus gliding with calm, almost lazy certainty while Newsom flailed under the spotlight. Spinning the story. Impossible. The cracks were now visible. Newsom's response came in stages, each one more telling than the last. First denial, dressed as dismissal, the political equivalent of swatting a mosquito while insisting the storm isn't real.
And look, he's blinking, and then eventually the camera guy, realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you. You do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's going to say. There it is. See, they couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not. Nope. Bring my hands up. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him up. Bring him up. He's playing with us. Meet me at my house. You get mine. I get yours.
Then came the defensive barrage, explanations piling up faster than anyone could track. A flicker of irritation emerged, the kind that says every button was slammed repeatedly. The spiral wasn't just about what was said, it was how quickly it exploded online. Clips ricocheted across platforms like pinballs. Supporters scrambled to spin it. Critics sharpened their attacks. Meanwhile, subtle body language told the story. Stiff posture, tight jaw, darting eyes. Leadership giving way to damage control, live and undeniable.
His hand gestures match the words coming out of his mouth.
Right. Yes,
if the president was like, we want peace in the Middle East, you know what I'm saying? You would be like,
right, and like, that's it. That it is. It's the contrast.
Yeah, like Gavin, his hands are aggressive. You know, we've had a lot of theories. One, it was a bad negotiation with a deaf hooker. You know, now he doesn't want to pay for, you know.
Do you have a problem with deaf hookers?
He does.
It's mesmerizing watching a seasoned political operator ripped out of script mode and forced into instinctive reaction. Script mode is safe, rehearsed, carefully tailored to appease focus groups and donors alike. Reaction mode. That's pure human instinct under heat, and it rarely flatters. Tyrus didn't even need to throw a punch. His presence alone acted like a pressure release valve. Years of meticulous messaging had to improvise on the fly. Social media exploded. Supporters scrambled to patch the narrative, opponents celebrated and stacked digital evidence like trophies. Hovering above it all was Newsom's reaction, echoing across the cycle. Each defensive statement only amplified that initial eruption.
Later, 99% no one's crossed. They're standing at the border like, you go. No, that you go. Like, no one wants to go. Newsom goes down there and says, oh, there's a problem. This is what we saw this in New York when he put, what's his name in that, Blasio, the guy you really hate?
Bill de Blasio.
He put his wife in charge of the homeless, and there's $50 million still missing?
Yeah.
So this is another one of the left's money schemes where the guy who's in charge is saying, we need help, we need to figure out a way to do this. So they're going to make a committee. They already have bubonic plague in California. I remember Dr. Drew was going, there's bubonic plague back in.
Here's a hard truth of modern media. Once a genuine emotional reaction hits the public, no amount of softening can erase it. Politicians spend careers perfecting the unshakable facade, but the defining moments are when that facade cracks. Strategists debated pivots while social media teams hit refresh so fast their screens nearly fried. Memes surfaced instantly, videos slowed down, expressions scrutinized frame by frame. And once a reaction leaks, questions, scrutiny, and chaos follow.
We need to rethink everything, because the one thing about dementia or getting older, that the real you comes out. Mm-hmm. There's no more filters, the little Jiminy Cricket in your shoulder that says, don't say that, he died. So now it's just unfiltered. Mm-hmm. So now we have to go back. I think Corn Pop got a bad rap.
Yes.
Pretty sure Corn Pop's name was Cornelius.
Yes.
And Joe was trying to tell him how cool his hair is when he...
Here's a hard truth of modern media. Once a genuine emotional reaction hits the public, no amount of softening can erase it. Politicians spend careers perfecting the unshakable facade, but the defining moments are when that facade cracks. Strategists debated pivots while social media teams hit refresh so fast their screens nearly fried. Memes surfaced instantly, videos slowed down, expressions scrutinized frame by frame. And once a reaction leaks, questions, scrutiny, and chaos follow.
Paying money for that, I'll do it myself. So, you know. A little bit of bubble. Could you imagine if you were the sign person for the TV going...
You know what's interesting about him? I have maintained that Gavin Newsom has the easiest job of all politicians, because California is a beautiful state.
Yeah.
At its baseline, people will stay there for the weather and the scenic elements. So they'll put up with anything, and they'll put up even with...
Tyrus didn't need to act further. The fire was already blazing. The steadier he stayed, the clearer Newsom's imbalance became, generating an almost subconscious tension. One side moved with methodical rhythm, the other pounded like an unpracticed drumline. Predictably, the aftermath followed. Trending topics surged and fell, think pieces exploded overnight. People dissected tone, timing, and demeanor. Moments like this aren't remembered for scale, they're remembered for emotion. Strategically, the outburst may have cost more than it gave. Yet what it revealed was undeniable. The cracks were there for everyone to see.
Bring my kids back to my neighborhood because I don't feel like walking through, as you affectionately call, hobos, drug addicts and pedophiles and criminals who hide there because it's a great place to hide and commit crimes. So he could do something. He doesn't want to do something. He's just saying to see if American people are stupid enough to fall for his.
Yeah, you know what we used to call...
Visible pressure changes the target. Critics stop debating ideas. They aim for stability. In the days after, subtle shifts appeared. Tweaks in messaging, small retreats from exposed positions. Nothing was officially corrected, but anyone paying attention could read it clearly. Newsom's eruption wasn't about words alone, it was about a breach. The invisible wall separating his curated persona from unpredictable reality cracked, just enough for the public to peek inside. And once they do, they rarely forget.
No, he would not do that. He would not do that because that's just straight up honest racism. That's no. That's
Remember, he did that. He did that.
He
about
would do
India.
it in a way where he would tell a story about the founding fathers and how they built this country so when immigrants could come from India and build 7-Elevens.
Yes, so that's what he would do.
And hand him Slurpees in the summertime.
Yes.
Overpriced, of course. That's how he'll do it. And he'll say, and then he'll tell.
Over time, the political machine will absorb this moment. New controversies will distract, and it will fade from headlines. But in the short term, the effect was impossible to ignore. Conversations shifted, posture changed, and confidence took a hit. For viewers, it wasn't about right or wrong, it was about seeing who wobbled. Weeks from now, that eruption will linger in clips, casual jokes, or subtle references. Some will spin it as strategy. Most will remember seeing composure fracture in real time. And somewhere inside the corridors of power, that lesson is quietly noted.
And I can't do that. Well, since you can't lie, what tequila were you nursing while the Pacific Palisades burned? And what was it like banging your campaign manager's wife? Of course, he's just waiting for us to forget that his state looks like an overturned porta potty.
So what their problem is not that what he says is that anyone from any walk of life understands his message.
And that's scary.
And that
Unannounced, unacknowledged, but unforgettable. Exposure doesn't need volume to land. It just needs the right reaction. Here, the reaction spoke volumes. The pressure was real. The balance between image and reality trembled just enough for everyone to notice. Politics thrives on performance, but the moments we remember are almost always unscripted. This wasn't a single slip, it was a human reaction breaking through, and no amount of messaging can fully erase it. Once it escapes, it becomes a permanent reference point.
look at the audience and be like, what?
Yeah.
What did I say here? No one likes him in his family. Because at some point, if you had any love from anybody, they'd be enough. If he was a boxer, you hug him, you put the towel over his head and be like, we're going home, man.
Yeah.
We're going home. We're done here. But
Yeah.
he couldn't even read LL.
Yeah.
Can I add something very quickly here? Obviously, Newsom is jockeying for presidential position because he has agreed to debate Ron DeSantis on this network.
Every future display of calm will be measured against that flash of irritation. Every polished statement will carry an echo of that earlier eruption, like a hidden crack beneath fresh paint. The news cycle moves on, chasing the next spectacle, but memory works differently. It latches onto moments, not data. The contrast between controlled image and spontaneous reaction sharpens over time, a quiet benchmark that never fully disappears. Long after the headlines fade, that clip will resurface whenever pressure collides with power. The real aftershock of a moment like this isn't the noise. It's the reminder that control, no matter how carefully cultivated, is only ever one spark away from slipping.